Hello, beautiful traveler. Welcome back to the Space Age. If this is your first time stumbling across this channel, welcome to Space Age Tarot. I do pick a card tarot readings here, so if you're interested in that, definitely feel free to subscribe and join the Space Fleet at any time. In today's reading, we're going to be looking at some advice from Spirit if you feel lost or confused about a certain situation in life. This could be something big, it could be something small, but the purpose of this reading is to provide clarity for you so that you can move forward with some actionable steps or insights, or just have an idea of what you're being urged to do and follow that intuition. Of course, sometimes in life, Spirit likes to be a little bit vague. It doesn't like to give everything detail for detail, because sometimes that can actually throw people off. Let's say you're told the whole plot ahead of time. Now it's just like things have been messed up in the timeline or whatever. I'm just thinking in like sci-fi terms as usual, but essentially we're going to try to sift through that, and I've asked Spirit to be as clear as possible with providing the advice and the guidance here. So if there are things that need to be left more in the dark, then Spirit will move that reading in that direction. But the hope here is to provide you guys with something actionable that you can even act on today if you feel like this is something that's very pressing to you at the moment. So there are 3 piles today. We have pile 1, we have pile 2, and we have pile 3. So I will place some crystal cards on them if you guys feel like you need a visual cue. So starting off, we have the Tanzine Aura Quartz for you guys on pile 1. We have the Rainbow Obsidian for you on pile 2. And then lastly, we have the Anhydro Herkimer on pile 3. Okay, so all right, feel free to take as much time as you need. If you feel drawn to one or more piles, then just go for it, just go with it. That is Spirit pulling you in a certain direction, and some people, they might need more advice than others, so just go with whatever is being called to you, whatever is calling to you. And yeah, the timestamps will be posted in the comment section and the description box, and I will see you in your reading. Hi pile 1, let's begin your reading. So you guys chose this pile. We have the Tanzine Aura Quartz as your cue here. So we have enchantment, cosmic, and alchemy as the key components of this particular crystal. Okay, so let's just look at your tarot cards before we go any further. We have the Fool reversed, the 6 of Cups, we have the 9 of Wands, and we have the High Priestess. Okay, so what I'm getting from Spirit here is that it's really time for you guys, in whatever situation that you may be in, to play more. It seems as though whatever situation you're in, you're probably taking life a little bit too seriously. And it's easy to get caught up and forget that this whole thing is like a screenplay or something like that. And you might not even see it that way. But what I'm seeing with the Fool reversed is this feeling of holding back who you're supposed to be freely, because there's a sense of self that is free, uninhibited. It moves naturally. And I'm seeing that you guys are not in that state right now. You're in a state where you believe that the best way for you to be right now, in order to free yourself of whatever perceived prison you're in or whatever perceived difficulty that you're experiencing, you think that you have to inhibit your natural freeness, that you don't deserve to be liberated and free and playful. But with the Six of Cups here, Spirit is saying you need to be free. You need to live in harmony like a hippie. You need to just frolic in the meadows. You need to go in the forest. You need to play around and just be joyful. With the Six of Cups, I always feel, and this unicorn here, especially with the unicorn, this feeling of being in this rarefied, beautiful state of harmony and love and enjoyment with oneself. This is about self-love and experiencing love through yourself and through the world. And so I'm seeing that you guys feel pretty distant from that, because this is one of your higher elements here with this Fool in reversed, where it's more like you're kind of focusing away from that spontaneous being that you really are. Okay, and then we have the High Priestess here, which tells me that you guys are very intuitive people. And so there is something that you're seeing, and I know this is actually like a really frustrating card sometimes, at least for me sometimes, especially if I'm asking Spirit a question. I totally get it. Like the High Priestess, especially if you know what the High Priestess means. So for those of you that don't know what the High Priestess is, this is about your intuition and the fact that you already have that inner knowing, that you are aware of your circumstances and you know how to get out of them. And sometimes when you have this card popping up, it can be frustrating, especially if you've been feeling lost for a while, because you see this card and you're like, wait, I already know what to do. Like, no, I need guidance. And it can be frustrating. But here, I'm seeing that you guys have already sensed that it's time for you to start playing around. This monkey here is just playing on these wands, but I see them as vines, just, again, frolicking. So I'm seeing a real return to your origins, your natural state, feeling free and relaxed. Something tells me that, what's coming to mind is that the same mind that created the problem cannot be the same mind that fixes it. So if you are experiencing a lot of issues in a certain area, this could be in your personal life with your relationships, this could be with your creative passions and where you're putting your hard work into. If you're experiencing a lot of difficulties, a lot of the time it's because there's a problematic essence where you kind of almost feel like you're attracting the same thing over and over again, and you're just wondering why it keeps happening. And this is sort of why you're experiencing this High Priestess, because it's almost as if over and over again you've experienced this, and so you kind of understand where it's all coming from on an unconscious level. And so what I'm seeing here is that Spirit is kind of urging you, hey, let's just open up. Let's just be free. It's almost as if this monkey here is imprisoned within these wands. There's this wands cage. It's almost like the Nine of Swords a little bit, but a little bit different. Where this monkey's almost playing in its cage, and it understands that it could break it apart, and it's already coming out of it. So it's like you're already sort of there. You're halfway there. So again, the same mind that created the problem cannot fix it. So it's more like Spirit is saying you need to adopt a state of consciousness right now, something that is urging you to adopt a state of consciousness right now where you're no longer thinking with the mind that has problems. So I'm seeing that these problems that you're having, and I'm not trying to minimize them for anyone, just so you're aware. I'm not minimizing anyone's issues or anything, but I feel this message coming through, so I'm just going to say it. Spirit is saying something along the lines of, you have this ability to dissolve this problem with your mind and your knowing, and it's not it's going to it might not happen overnight, but this feeling of knowing and just finding the peace within, just meditating. I see you guys meditating, and then also just being able to, almost like a puzzle, deconstruct this situation. So sometimes if you just sit back and relax, just take a moment to just sit back, and you can do this after this reading, or you can do it right now. You can just sit back and just close your eyes. Don't focus on anything. Don't focus on even trying to clear your mind. But your mind will probably drift to your issue, and what you can do is just sit there, and then you'll just start to see how things will play out, different scenarios, and you might even crack this code, because I'm seeing, you might even have some like thoughts like, is that it? Is that it? And Spirit is saying, yes, that is it, okay? But let's get some more information on what could be going on with you guys. So we have Alone in the World. Okay. We have Downcast Pride. Creation. Hunger. Okay. So I can imagine that some of you guys might be artists or creative people because of the creation card here. I'm seeing that some of you guys might be feeling, I have like this feeling of like restlessness a little bit with whatever situation you're in. It might not be that dire, but there might be an underlying restlessness that you feel in life. And the feeling here is coming across as you being a creative person and not applying your spare time to that creation. I'm seeing that if you get like a little restless, a really great thing that Spirit wants you to do, especially right now, is sit down and apply your skills to whatever talents you possess or whatever creative channels, because you might not be an artist, but I'm seeing that crafting, working on your craft, writing things down, writing down your feelings, or writing things like poetry. Even if you're not a good poet, you can paint, even if you're like a bad painter or something. There's something about right now, if you need something to just get you out of this state, Spirit is saying like sit down with yourself and channel it through something else, okay? This is like really just like sitting down and taking the time to express your feelings through another mode. It's like transmuting your feelings into something else. Some of you guys might be feeling very alone with this Alone in the World card. So Spirit is, it's seeing that, okay? I'm seeing that some of you guys might be feeling very alone because you're the only one like you, or that's how you feel. You feel like you're the only one that thinks like you do. You might even feel as though like no one thinks like you. You might be wondering like why the world around you just seems to everyone just seems like really weird to you, possibly, or not really weird, but just like you're just wondering why people just don't think the same as you. And so it's just kind of like you feel kind of separate from the world right now. But I'm just getting the sense here that happens when you have time to think about stuff. There's actually this quote, I think it's by Ray Bradbury, the science fiction author. It's the quote, "Get to work. It'll fix all these moods you're having." And so especially if you're someone who you feel as though you're not really pursuing your passions, or you're always just almost on the precipice of making these things happen, there might be periods of time where that discourages you, and then it makes you drift away from your work, whatever enterprise you're in. It makes you drift away from it, and you feel as though you're further away from it than before. You feel as though you don't even want to do it anymore. So this is about falling into whatever work you're doing and just experiencing the joy of that one thing and craving that one thing for that specific purpose. So essentially, like, Spirit is just asking you to sit back and enjoy your life, okay? It's not about waiting anymore. It's about the internal harmony and spontaneity, okay? So I really get the sense here that you're kind of being led to just release and let things go and just fall into your creative pursuits, because it really will stop all those moods you're having. If you're feeling like anxious, if you're feeling like this desire, if you feel like a needless desire for something to move and happen for you, if you get lost in what you're doing, if you just focus on what it is that you enjoy consistently and just forget about the outcome, things will fall into place for you. Because Spirit essentially does not want you to be it doesn't ever want you to be in a position of waiting for things to happen. whether it's with a person, like let's say this is an affair of the heart, and you're wishing for someone and you're wondering why this isn't happening for you, why they're not, showing you the love that you think you deserve. Spirit never wants you to be in a state of waiting. When you're waiting, you're essentially like wasting time. That's what Spirit really wants you to just like understand. It's like there's nothing to be waited, there's nothing to wait for. You already have it. Everything that you want is already yours. So this is about owning your life and understanding that you have the ability to romanticize your own life. You have the ability to basically turn your own life into the movie that you want. So if you guys feel as though like something has been taken from you, and you feel as though like you're in this state where like, oh, why don't I get to have fun? Spirit is saying like, let's make this decision now. Let's go out there and do something fun. Spirit wants you, like with the Fool in reverse, the Six of Cups, Spirit wants you to play. This is all about playing here, okay? And also what's coming through with this High Priestess is that if you've spoken a desire in your mind, out loud, whatever, if you've just felt a desire of something you've wanted, you've already been heard. The internal like God self, the internal consciousness has already heard you. There's no need to keep addressing it anymore. Just move forward. Don't linger on a feeling of desire here, of anything, whether it's a person. Don't even linger. If you're feeling lonely, don't even linger on that. I'm seeing someone who might feel like the lone wolf. You might feel like the only one who thinks like you do. You might feel alone in the world. You might feel as though there's no one like you, and you feel as though like no one's ever going to understand you or whatever. That's not true. Spirit is just, you're in a place right now where Spirit is trying to let you know like, okay, take some time to focus on yourself. And it might already feel as though you're focusing on yourself if you feel alone, but this is about like focusing on your own personal happiness every single day. And I know that that's like really weird to like think like, oh, like focus more on myself, but you can focus on yourself through others as well. In fact, it's like, if you help other people, it actually helps you feel, I'd say more inspired for life as well. So let's get some more information. Okay. Okay. So I pulled a spirit animal that can help guide you through these times, that you guys can turn to if you feel guided. And the spirit animal for you guys was spider. And interestingly, this could be like a recluse spider. It makes me think of the recluse, like a reclusive person. So you guys might be feeling very alone. You might feel like the only person that's like you you have a rare personality or something like that. And you're just like wondering why people don't get you, why people don't understand your art, your creation, your personality, your jokes. Trust me, like there are people out there that are there for you, that are going to come across you, but you don't need to keep like focusing on that anymore. Don't focus on waiting. No more waiting, okay? So right now, Spirit is saying, when you wake up in the morning, right now, after you watch this reading or whatever, sit down for a second and say, okay, I want to do an activity. This is about action, okay? Spirit like wants you to act. This is all about acting, moving forward, creating. The spider has to create this web. It's so funny because spiders are such great weavers. There was actually like a story I read once about, it was like something about Arachne and some goddess. She challenged this girl, I think her name's Arachne, and I think that's how it's like a Greek myth or something. Like Arachne challenges like this goddess to saying that she can weave her whatever's better than any god can, and then she like wins the challenge, but then the god gets pissed off and then turns her into a spider. But ultimately she was this great creator, and she might have been like reclusive, someone who was so focused on her art that she didn't see the rest of the world. So I'm seeing that Spirit is telling you, don't be aware of the world anymore. Do not make yourself aware of the world. If you are like seeing like, I don't know, the news or something, shut it off. Like if you're seeing something outside of you that's giving you feedback of things you don't want, ignore it. Don't ignore it. Like don't like when you're ignoring something, sometimes it gets more on your mind, but just don't entertain it. Focus on you right now. This is about you focusing on yourself, creating. This could be like, okay, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to go roller skate. It's about creating the fun for yourself, creating the world you want for yourself, being spontaneous. Spirit really wants you to be spontaneous. It wants you to embody the spirit of love, loving life. Because the more you do that, the more you're going to attract these experiences for yourself. The more success you're going to attract, the more people, the more loving people you're going to attract. That person you want, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. So if you're going to feed yourself, right, this hunger, if you're going to feed this hunger, feed the right hunger for yourself, the one that's empowering to you, focusing on yourself and providing yourself happiness and love is so important, okay? So yeah, this spirit totem, you might already have this as a spirit totem, or maybe you guys can look to this spirit totem, look this up, and ask questions, and start looking at how spiders behave, thinking about that, and think about the beauty they provide to the world. Ironically, I just had a dream last night about a house covered in spiders, and that was it was kind of awful to think going back, but when I think about it now, it's just it's not that scary. There was something, possibly valuable from that. So I know some people are afraid of spiders, but ultimately, spiders can actually, everything has its, light and its dark aspect, Spiders actually clean out people's houses of other insects. So these are actually pretty good creatures here. And so they provide lots of value, and they're also very creative. They create their own house everywhere they go. And their webs are super strong. I think one thread of steel is as strong as a thread of spider's web. So pretty interesting. We have patience, please. What you're asking for is coming about. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to occur first. Okay, yeah. This is Spirit saying, do not focus. If you're manifesting something right now, if you're feeling lost right now, don't focus on the feeling of lostness. Don't focus on the manifestation. It's already done. You've already been heard. It's already been created. Okay? So don't hunger for it anymore. Don't want for it anymore. Just understand and trust that it's done. This is really a trust exercise. I feel the universe is asking you to do a trust fall here. And not to deprive yourself. And it's hard because our minds are almost hardwired to go back to just trying to muscle it into existence, muscle what we want into existence. If, let's say you're feeling how am I going to make that rent next month or something, or how am I going to move out of here? And you're just wondering how's that going to happen? If you already set the intention, the only thing now you have to do is trust, and that can be hard. But again, remember, if you take the time to enjoy your life, if you spend, let's say you manifest something, right? And you spend the next 30 days agonizing on focusing on it and affirming for it and doing all this kind of stuff for it, you spent that 30 days feeling you might feel, it might feel good sometimes, but you might feel agony in other parts of the time when everything is supposed to be joyful. Spirit wants you to understand that it's actually possible. It's actually a very possible thing for you to enjoy the days of your life. You don't have to muscle anything through, okay? Some of you guys might have been ingrained with that idea. We have let go. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. Yeah, some of you guys really need this message. Yeah. Your spirit is really just trying to say, have fun. Have fun. You're almost there. We have this 9 of Wands here. 9 is almost complete. The way I see the 9 in numerology is essentially it's like a baby being born. So when the baby is finally born and it's out of the womb and it's come through the birth canal and it's in the mother's arms, right? That's the 10 in numerology. The 9 is the labor cycle, right? It's the labor, okay? The period where we know it's coming now, and it's about to come at any moment, and it hasn't fully come out of the body, but it's coming through, the head's coming through, all that kind of stuff. So this is where you're at right now. This is almost created. So you've already done the creation. Spirit wants you to know that if you've been manifesting right now, it's already been done. It's already been done, and it's just in labor. So it's time to, the finishing part, the last potion here is now enjoy, because it's a joyful process. And I feel like people just, sometimes you might not get that message. Like we sometimes are hearing things like, you have to just keep focusing on it or just let go or whatever. And it's just hard. It's hard to think about and it's hard to fathom. But the only thing that's missing here is like the trust, I guess. So you guys you might be feeling like this is just your entire existence, but it's really not. You can seize the day right now. Carpe diem, okay? So lastly, we're going to do the postcard from Spirit. So this is like this message from Spirit here, okay? Dearest you, a rigid tree branch breaks under strong winds, yet flexible seaweed survives powerful ocean swells. Right now, we gently remind you that being flexible is a good choice when faced with life's challenges. Surrender your fixed ideas to Spirit, who knows what is in your highest good and can deliver you what you need in the appropriate form. In this moment, rather than fighting or being too sure of your way working out, being a little looser and be a little looser and allow for another outcome. Compromise can be the best way forward if you are to learn new ways of doing and seeing. Stay aware, curious, and teachable. Take life on life's terms. Your purpose may push you in a direction not on your map. Let it. Be so flexible that no storm can uproot you. In the end, you will still be rooted in the world in abundance, and you will indeed experience the beauty that is yours. We love you so much. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this is really the universe asking you to do a trust fall with it. And I just want you guys to know, like, if you guys do feel very isolated and alone and like nothing's working out, things are working out. And I know that's it's just so hard to just be like, okay, I'm going to trust it, especially if you have like, if you felt left down before. I understand. So just remember that like Spirit is just saying like, let go. It's okay to have fun. You are allowed to have fun. And you don't have to think about this. That's another thing. You don't have to think about this anymore. Like you don't have to think about it. Focus on something fun. Okay. Do something fun. And I know that might be difficult. So everyone's in a different position. I understand. Like sometimes whoever's watching this reading, this is a general reading, right? So there's some people that are facing some matters that are like right in their face, and it's like they need to get this thing done now. But Spirit is just trying to help you like just relax and enjoy your life, because it doesn't want you to waste any moments of your life. It wants you to be happy. Spirit is always moving you to your highest good and to a state of abundance. And so, yeah, that's the message I'm getting for you guys. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you found this helpful and you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like it. And yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you're experiencing right now. If you feel as though there's something that you can do right now to make yourself feel a little better. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, group 2. Let's begin your reading. So you guys chose this pile, which had the rainbow obsidian. So hope, depth, and evolution are its themes. We have Saturn under there. Interesting. Within darkness, there is always light. Okay. We'll reference that maybe. But let's look at your tarot cards first, okay? We have Justice reversed. We have the Seven of Cups reversed. We have the Four of Wands. Okay. Something fell. And we have the Movement of Pentacles. Okay. I'm going to state right off the bat that there's an essence here that's popping up that I want to address. Some of you guys have been wondering if maybe you guys haven't been feeling financially stable or stable in your physical circumstances, whether it's stable in your home life or whatever that may be in your physical world that's at present. You guys might not be feeling very secure, and like your root chakra might not be feeling as balanced as it should be. And Spirit wants you to know, with the Seven of Cups reversed, I'm seeing someone very like, I see that you guys might be feeling very lost. Like your head is literally in the clouds. Like you're like literally unable to see ahead of you. You're really not sure about how to approach this problem. And I'm also seeing that you feel as though life may not be very fair right now. And that's understandable, because sometimes it's just like, wow, like I know Spirit is here. I know that this is like, you know, a spiritual world and there's like all this energy and magic about, but how am I experiencing this still? You might be just feeling that kind of energy. But I want you to know that despite you not seeing this, despite you not being able to see this right now, and it's okay to address it, especially if you're manifesting, like you might be feeling like, oh, I can't acknowledge that, you know, this is happening to me if I want to get out of this. It's like, no, it's okay. You might be seeing like around you. I'm honestly seeing like a person who like might be surrounded by like certain circumstances that they're just not happy with at all. And you're just surrounded by it. It's all you can see, but you're staying so headstrong. And you're just like afraid that like none of these wishes are going to fall through. Like you're afraid that in fact they're just going to fall, like almost like these cups have water in them and they're all just going to fall off the page. Like you feel like things are just going to fall apart possibly. And I'm seeing that you guys might just be feeling like, why is the world like I feel like I don't deserve this. You feel like you might not be getting what you're deserving. But I want you guys to know that you guys are deserving. You guys are worthy of whatever it is that you are working towards, whatever barrier you're trying to pass or whatever you're trying to attract, whatever situation you're in right now, you are worthy of being happy. You are worthy of being abundant and prosperous. And Spirit wants you to know that. It's saying here that this fog that you're in, it will be cleared. And somehow, some way, it's going to be cleared. You might not see how. You don't need to see how. In fact, see how this giraffe can't even see past the dark clouds, but still there's movement. This giraffe is still walking forward. It's still pressing on. So Spirit is saying you just need to press on and persist. This is tenacity right here that you guys are being asked to adopt. The Four of Wands is one of the most happy cards in the deck. It's really representing just being financially stable, or not financially stable, creatively stable, feeling joy in your life, being able to enjoy the people around you, enjoy your surroundings, enjoy the structure of your creative pursuits, and being in a place where you can create freely without having to worry, and just feeling at ease, I'd say. And then we have the movement of Pentacles here, which is showing me that there is actually some movement in your life right now. There are things behind the scenes that you may not be seeing right now that are taking place for you, and you might not see them here. Spirit is saying you may not be able to see this at all, but that's happening. It's on its way. And as you can see here, this is a bison, right? I think this is a bison. Looks like a bison. Looks like a baby calf actually, but I think it's a bison actually. So, but anyway, this is a ruminant, a very heavy, large ruminant with horns. So I'm seeing that this actually might take a while. Just think about how fast this thing moves, okay? It might have been taking a while, but it's been moving the entire time. There's something that you've been pursuing for a while, and so I'm actually seeing that this is something that's been moving for a long while now, and it's almost on its way to you. This is something that's actually starting to show up in your reality. And you might not see it right now, but start like just peeking out and just looking at the little signs, because there's going to be some signs very soon, and you're going to start feeling a lot happier and a lot better. And it may feel as though like things are unfair, but Spirit is saying, don't focus on that. Try not to think about that, because if you're thinking about that, it's just going to make you feel as though, like, the more you focus on that, you're just going to feel more and more of that. So don't focus on these things coming through for you right now, and don't focus on the circumstances. Just understand that things are moving and you are on your way to happiness. You may not see that you're crossing over from this this uncloudedness to this Four of Wands, but there's another thing here as well. The Seven of Cups is in reverse, so I'm seeing that whatever situation that is making you feel lost right now is being reversed, and it's on its way out of your life. So you guys might be feeling the residual effects of that, but right now I'm saying, like, a lot of you are probably starting to feel like, okay, like, I can actually feel like the veil is being lifted. I can start seeing that things are actually working out for me behind the scenes. So I'm actually seeing for you guys that there's going to be a large sum of money or some kind of physical manifestation that you've been wanting. Like, you're going to get that apartment that you've been wanting. Maybe you've been applying for this apartment complex for a really long time and they didn't have openings, or the rent was too much for you at the time, but now you're having like this bump financially, or maybe you're getting like some rent controlled apartment or something like that using that reference, or maybe you're getting this raise. But there is actually some movement that's happening for you guys that is actually developing right now. It might have been taking a while, like, for it to happen. It might have been taking like this whole period of like one stage of life, one season, another season. It might have taken a while, but it's starting to show up now. Okay, then we have black flower fragrance. Okay, we have gilded regret. We have surrender. We have acceptance. Okay, so I'm seeing that Spirit is asking you to take a step back and let them handle it. I feel like that's like always how it goes. Like, Spirit just wants you to just trust that everything's going to work out and that there's someone else supporting you here. I'm seeing that there are other elements outside of you that are supporting you here. You guys might be seeing signs like white birds, white doves or something like that, and this, or maybe like some feathers on the ground, and these are signs that your angels, your spirit guides are here helping you, and they want you to know that things are happening. But surrender is really telling me, like, it's time to just let this go and understand that you will be caught if you fall. Like, everything's going to be okay. If you guys have been feeling like there was something in your personal life that, like, maybe there was something that happened in your life that makes you feel like you weren't deserving of that, and that's, you keep every time you try to make something happen for yourself, you just keep thinking back on that situation, and you feel like that messes you up. Spirit is saying that it's okay to let it go. You don't have to hold on to this feeling anymore. You don't have to hold on to these memories. Surrender is saying like you're holding on to something. I'm seeing you guys holding on to something, whether it's a self-concept or an idea. And this is actually like what's been making you feel like you're being held back, because you're not holding yourself back. I don't want you to get the idea that you're the problem. Like, I feel like you're never really the problem, like in the way that you would think. And I believe in accepting personal responsibility. Like, that's just my own personal take as your tarot reader. But there is personal responsibility here, but it's not in the sense where you have to blame yourself. Spirit doesn't want you to start blaming yourself. Oh, why can't I make this happen for me? Like, is there something wrong with me? No, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, you've taken the initiative, and that's enough. There's nothing like something that happened in the past, whatever someone told you in the past, you are not obligated to stick with that story. If someone told you that you were something in the past, like they told you, oh, you should feel bad about yourself, or you were given this idea, or maybe you had a situation happen to you and then you created this idea like in your own mind, it doesn't matter. Spirit is saying that it's not for you to hold on to that. You don't need to hold on to that. So I'm actually seeing for you guys a very hopeful message that's coming through is that this is really right around the corner for you, this really peaceful moment. I'm seeing before like the money comes in or whatever it is that's coming in, there's going to just be this period of like peace and happiness and serenity where you're literally surrendering. There's a sense of like serendipity here where you've achieved this serene moment, and then there's a series of events that happens for you that really seems so natural and so right, but then everything falls into place because it's almost like you're being guided by spirit. There's going to be a lot of inspired actions for you. So I'm seeing like surrender is about allowing and accepting the help that you're getting, because there's help that's coming for you. So just accept it. Like if you feel moved to do something, do it. And I really just mean do it, because if you're guided to take a nap, like if you're really sleepy, for example, and you're like avoiding taking a nap, like you shouldn't do that. Like that's an example of like just avoiding what your body and your intuition is telling you, because maybe if you don't take that nap, you encounter someone and like you're really tired and you didn't converse like you could have or something. It's about taking these moments to take care of yourself, even little moments, because these are all an amalgamation of things that you can do to boost your energy and make sure that you're ready for these inspired moments to happen for you, because this is all coming through. It doesn't mean that you're going to be punished. I don't like the idea that like if you don't do certain things, I'm just saying like spirit wants you to take these inspired actions, okay? This is all about you being inspired and just accepting the things to come into your life. And if you guys don't understand like how to allow abundance, 'cause I know it sounds pretty generic, like allow the abundance to come in. All you really need to do is just put it out there. Just set an intention and say like, that's what I'm allowing. And then your following actions will be in that mode where it's like things are clear. Like if you feel like things aren't clear for you now, one of the things spirit is like urging you to do is like almost like affirm, like everything's clear. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what to do. If you've been saying in your mind like I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, start saying I know exactly what to do. Even if you don't believe it, just say I know exactly what to do and let it be that. Surrender to that. Just be like, okay, it's done. It's done. There's no need to create a story about anything. There's no need to connect those dots. Like, don't connect those dots, especially if they're not connecting to good stuff. If they're not making you feel deserving, if they're not making you feel justified, or if they're not making you feel peace in your heart, then you don't need to listen to it, okay? Like, you get to choose. Even if you have a thought come in your head, you don't have to agree with it. You get to choose the final story, okay? So, I guess this one wants to come out next. So, we have daughter. The answer to your question involves your daughter. So some of you that have children, if your daughter says something to you, children often have like this internal guidance system that's just uninhibited. They're free. And we think that once we become adults, we're not allowed to have that state anymore. And you don't have to act like an immature like brat or anything, but you can really adopt the state, that childlike state. This could even be your inner child. And this is that state that tells you to just be free, relax, have fun. And I don't know why, but it's like we have this programming that we just can't have fun. And Spirit is saying like, it's okay. You can surrender. Like a child is surrendered. But if you have children, for sure, listen to what your daughter or your child is saying to you, okay? Or if you're like babysitting, or if you have like, your nephews and nieces around, start like observing like, things that they say, because they might be very wise and they might be offering a lot of guidance. Or you can just think off the top of your head of like your child or something, and just think about how they approach the world and ask yourself, is it really so wrong to just adopt that for myself? That peace, free, loving spirit, right? To just play and just know that everything's going to be okay. And some children unfortunately don't have that, as a part of their reality. Maybe you didn't have that as a part of your reality. Maybe you grew up in a situation where you weren't allowed to basically be a kid and be okay. So Spirit is asking you to connect with your inner child and talk to it and say, it's okay to have fun. It's okay. It's okay to be at peace. It's okay not to worry. Children are supposed to be like cared for by their their parents, right? They're supposed to be like cared for, and they're supposed to be let known that everything's going to be okay, and they'll be caught when they fall. And maybe that's why you might not feel like you'll be caught when you fall. And so spirit is like saying, like, there's a hand here. There are actually two hands that are here to support you if that were to happen. So surrender. It's so funny because for like another group, I said have a trust fall with the universe. And interestingly, I feel like she's ready to do this trust fall. And then there are these two hands ready to catch her. So again, I feel like the theme of trusting the universe is always going to pop up because, you know, I feel like that's really what it is. It's like there's so much resistance, you know, the surrender here. It's like so many people, like there are literally videos upon videos about like overcoming resistance, and it's because trusting can be so hard, you know, and guilt or regret can kind of just, for some of you that might have had like that feeling like your inner child might just be might have been held back when you were a kid. Like this is like saying, okay, like how can I nurture my inner child? How can I bring that as a part of myself? How can I play, right? Some of you guys might need to just sit down and play video games, or, you know, that's like an activity you can do alone, or just go for a hike, have fun, you know, adopt that energy. Okay, we have admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is you truly desire. Okay, yeah. Definitely don't hold back. I feel like you guys need to be reassured that you deserve what you want. Oh, I just got like a really strong feeling. You guys, you have to know that if you want something, if you desire something, it is yours. And I know that's like, for some of you guys, it might be really hard to believe that it's yours, okay? It might be really hard to believe that it's yours because you're like, okay, I've been working at this for so long, like, you're wondering why it's not happening for you, or you're just like, oh, but you have to, and be honest with yourself, because sometimes when you're trying to actually, what can also make you feel like you're being held back is that you try to manifest something and you even try to limit it a little bit. You're like, okay, you know, let's say you want to be, you want to get this award, right? And then you're like, okay, well, I'll just be happy to, you know, be invited to the competition, because the competition itself is very exclusive. Only like, you know, the top people in the world get invited to this competition. I'd just be so happy to even be invited, right? But what you really want is to be number one, right? You want to like actually win that competition or something like that. And it doesn't have to be a competition, you know, some people don't like competition, and that's okay. It doesn't matter, because competition, for one, is an illusion. But what I'm trying to say here is that some of you guys might even, let's say you want to make like a certain amount every month or something, or you want a certain person. You're like, okay, well, I'll settle for getting, you know, this much, or like I'll date someone who kind of looks like that person, or like, you know, it's just like you guys should not be settling. So if it's really out of the ballpark, I mean, think about Jeff Bezos, right? Is he the richest dude in the world? Probably not. I don't think he is, but maybe he's one of them. It doesn't matter. He makes a very large amount of money, right? I'm sure when he was dreaming up his whole world in reality that he knew he wanted to make that amount of money, and he wasn't going to settle for anything less. Okay, no one who was going to settle for anything less was going to make it to that position anyway, right? So Spirit is saying, like, claim it. It might seem like because you're claiming something bigger than what you want that it's definitely not going to happen, but actually it's actually harder to claim something that isn't actually something you want, because is it yours if you don't truly want that thing? So just, these are questions. I feel like these two cards are asking you to ask questions. What does your inner child want? And how do you embrace that feeling of being playful so you can enjoy your life? Because I just don't like that feeling of stress that like pops up when I have like this reading right now, or like these readings where I sense that people have been wanting something for so long, and it's like almost as if your life has been like put on hold a little bit, because it's just like you're waiting for this thing to happen, you know? And it's just like, ooh, it's like a gripping feeling. And yeah, been there, you know? Then we have Beaver. Okay, so this is a card that I pulled for you guys so that you guys can, there might be some of you guys that might be inspired, or you already have this totem. You might be inspired to look up this animal totem as your guide in this time. This is what I intended this to be. So if you feel like you're really just needing a guide right now, you can look into the beaver, you can observe the beaver and see what the beaver does and how it functions to attain the things it wants, or how it finds peace, its own personal philosophy. So with the beaver, what I know of the beaver is that this beaver builds its own fortress. It creates its own dam, and it loves to do it because it's natural for it to do. It doesn't feel stressed. It learns the way and then it does it. It's easy. It always knows how to do it. It's like riding a bike. It's part of its way of life. And it's a patient process where the beaver just wants to create and then it'll create again. It's easy. There's nothing to question about it. It's at ease, it's at peace in its environment, and it's real cute. So just like you guys. And then we have the postcard from Spirit. Unlock your magic. Okay. This reminds me of Zelda. Like when you're in a shrine or something and you get the key and then you've unlocked the shrine. Okay. So it's like almost unlocking your spirit, like your own shrine, you know. There's always a key to unlock, and I feel like you're on the precipice of doing that, okay? So we have Dearest You. Going the extra mile to achieve your dreams and putting in some overtime will reap big rewards. Now is the time for you to act, to stir up some energy and put those plans into action. There are many windows of opportunity that open but close quickly when you don't take the risk and go for it. Today, be confident that your hard work will pay off and you'll feel that satisfaction and fulfillment of reaching your desired outcome. It might turn out even better than you expected. Isn't that amazing? Remember, however much work you're willing to put in, we will match it tenfold on our end. Everyone over here is rooting for you to win the game of life. So just do it. Loving you so, so much. I love that. So I feel like Spirit here is really letting you know that it has your back, okay? It really has your back here. Do not, find yourself agonizing or thinking that if you put in work or if you admit your true desires, that Spirit never has your back or that it will never have your back. It will always have your back. Everything will always be okay for you. The fact that you're even doing it in the first place, the fact that you're even putting that intention out in the first place means that you're heard and that Spirit is willing to give it to you and make it happen for you. There's a lot going on. Remember, there's always this movement that's been happening in the background. It might feel slow, but I'm seeing that it's picking up speed. And I'm telling you guys, the moment you just sit back and relax, connect with that inner child and enjoy your life, you're going to just see it riding in. You'll just see that bison right there. I'm seeing it already on the distance for you. Like, you can see it in the horizon and it's already coming in, and it doesn't move that slowly. So just plant that seed in your own garden of happiness and joy and enjoying the moment. Surrender to the moment. Be present more than anything else. Just enjoy your life, okay? That is what I have for you guys, group number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. And if you did, please be sure to like the video and comment down below. Let me know what things you gained from this video, or if you have any situations that you want to talk about. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, group 3. Let's begin your reading. So you guys chose this pile with the Anhydroherkimer. Oh, the golden Anhydroherkimer. Okay, so sunshine, vitality, and joy are the components of this. And we have Sagittarius Sun. Okay. Nice. Okay. Just like looking at some other stuff here. Okay, but we'll look at your tarot cards first. Let's get some vibes going. So we have the Heart of Wands reversed. We have the Innocence of Swords. We have the Chariot reversed. Ooh, okay. And we have the Universe. Oh, it's so cute. I love this card. I love it. Okay. Okay, so what are the vibes? Okay, so what I'm seeing right away for you guys is that what you may perceive as like holding you back, what maybe is making you feel lost, is that you may be pulled in two directions at once. Feeling lost can oftentimes be like represented or felt as like you might want to go in one direction or a different direction, and you're just not sure which direction to go anymore. And somehow you just end up feeling like there's no direction to go, maybe feeling really directionless and therefore lost. So I'm seeing with this Chariot reversed here, like you're just going in two different directions, like you're of two minds, you're being pulled in like this direction, that direction, you really don't know what to do. This actually looks like a Pegasus, really. And the Pegasus spirit, I actually have a Pegasus reading from like a while ago. You guys should check that one out. That might be helpful to you guys. I'm just if you feel drawn to that. But the Pegasus is all about having access to different modes of time, being able to be uninhibited, achieve your dreams without basically inhibitions. So basically at any time, at any moment, you are able to access that feeling of having what you want, right? And so what I'm seeing for you guys is that you guys are actually very much feeling scattered because you have probably a lot of things that you intend for this in this world and have a lot of things that you need to do. So I really understand this feeling as that you guys might feel, I'm like tracing the infinity symbol with my hand, the lemniscate in my hand. I don't know why that's coming through, but you guys might be feeling drawn in so many different directions because you have a lot that you've been tasked with on this plane. So yeah, and it's almost like you're trying to follow your heart, but you have this difficulty in doing so because your heart is tugging you in so many directions. Again, it's like you're just feeling like, yikes, like I can't, your head and your heart are just like doing two different things. You're trying to use logic, you're trying to use passion, and you're just like, what do I do? How do I make this happen? And it feels like the universe has really tasked you with a lot. We even have this honeybee here, a worker bee. And this honeybee here has to do so much to make things happen. I think this is even the Saturn sign. Yeah, there's like even the sense here that you guys have been tasked with kind of like some hard stuff, like hard in like a relative perspective, but hard in the sense that you guys might feel overwhelmed often by how much you have to do to support the hive. You may even be the queen bee and you have to create everything and you have to dictate a lot of different things. This could be an actual bee that's going to be turned into a queen bee one day and then therefore is being prepared to do that. So I'm seeing that you guys are actually in a lot of preparation mode, so I totally get why you feel lost. I feel like, in fact, what's actually happening for you is that because you're being pulled in so many different directions, you might feel like oh my God, I totally feel this energy, guys. Totally get it. The Innocence of Swords here is like super strongly saying that because you're drawn in so many different directions, when you start on any of these directions, you just get to the beginning and you have like this huge spark of potential. You might get like lots of compliments in whatever you're doing here. It could be in various things that you're trying. Maybe it's like you're trying to do medicine and then biology and then also physics or something like that. And you have all this potential for everything that you start off with. And so you get so divided and so spread thin that you just don't even know what to do anymore. And interestingly, what I'm getting here is that Spirit is just trying to let you know that it's really important for you to handle it in a way that is feasible. So you have to break it down in a lot of different ways. I'm seeing that with the universe card, we have all these elements represented here. And so this is showing me that these are just different, and all these patterns in this mandala. So what I'm seeing is that you have to form a pattern. There has to be a pattern that you form. So you have to essentially shift the paradigm in your own life and create a model for how you're going to approach these things. And essentially, break them down like you would break down the enzymes in pollen to make honey, essentially. So you're going to have to create a new paradigm. There's going to have to be a paradigm shift for you guys, okay? And we have this, vitality is really important. It's making me think of my acupuncturist, like always talking about vitality. You know, there's like the sense that you need to work on your vitality. And also this yellow that's coming through, that's like showing me that you guys really should be working on your solar plexus, because your solar plexus deals with your vitality. It deals with your willpower, your confidence. It even says strongly tied to the solar plexus. Can clear out emotional baggage from many lifetimes. Okay, that's interesting that it says that. So yeah, that's definitely a confirmation to work on that, because you've been tasked with so many things to do in life, whether it's like, balancing your schoolwork with your job or whatever it is that you're just being tasked with a lot. I'm seeing that you are usually passionate about the things that you've been tasked to do. For most of the things that you're tasked to do, this is like something you really enjoy. But what I'm seeing here is like you are going to have to rise to the occasion. I feel like this is kind of different from what I've been saying to the other groups. And it might even be like, this isn't meant to stress you out. This is actually meant to de-stress you in the sense like, okay, if you're feeling like lost, it's okay. That's actually meant to be the process. You're actually meant to be feeling this way, because maybe all of this time you thought that you had to choose a direction, but Spirit is saying you're actually meant to have these two different things that you're doing, okay, or multiple things that you're doing. And so you might be feeling like, how do I proceed with anything? Well, that's about you creating that new paradigm. So let's get more information, because I'm sure Spirit has more to say. Queen of my world. Yeah, I think you guys are like worker bees being prepared to be queen bees. And that's why you guys have like a different task than everyone else. Yeah, like I do sense like a difference. You guys might have been drawn to other groups too, so definitely the messages still apply. But like if you're drawn to this group, the reason why you're drawn here is because you have been like the queen has multiple tasks. She doesn't have just one thing she's doing. She has one overarching thing she's doing. She's overarching things, but she's tasked with tending the garden, tending the people, being with the king, doing these like she has a lot of things she's doing. She's doing a lot. So whatever it is that you're doing, whatever realm of existence that is, like you're being prepared to be the queen bee, essentially. You're being prepared to be the queen bee, and you have a major task here. So the universe is saying like, yes, we know we've given you a lot of stuff to do, but like there's going to be people on your way that help you, because remember, the queen bee is surrounded by her entire swarm of bees who help her. So there are going to be people that help you, but one of the ways you can start helping yourself right now, and I'd say probably like after this reading, and do whatever mode that feels best for you, because everyone has a different process, and there's different ways that people like learn things and like to do things, but creating a plan. So this could be writing things down. This could be recording yourself, but writing like, okay, how am I going to fit all of this in? Okay. And then balance. And this might mean sacrificing a few things. For some of you guys, maybe you guys have been staying up late. You guys might have been, eating things that make you feel tired, or like not doing certain activities enough, but you need the vitality, like it's coming through. You guys need the vitality to do what you need to do. That means you have to up your energy. God, I sound like my acupuncturist. He's like, today he was like saying something like, you need to up your vitality. Like, if you want to do more exercise, you just need to do more exercise to do it. Like if you feel like your exercise is like burning you out, that means you have to do more of it. And that's kind of like, what? But he was saying like you need to up your vitality. And like, you know, that's kind of like the same thing here, like the Chinese medicine where it's like vitality can like really dictate your life. In this case, it's really true for you guys. Your solar plexus needs to be heavily activated for whatever it is that you're doing. And so, it just feels so different from the rest of the groups. And if that sounds like a lot of pressure, that is not my intention at all. I'm just letting you know that you guys have an occasion to rise to. And Spirit wants you to do that with ease. And the way that you do that with ease is by adopting a new paradigm, some new habits that might help you ease into this. And also trusting. And the thing is, when you adopt these habits aren't meant to be something that makes your life harder. It's meant to make your life easier. It's meant to help you relax. Because if you are sleeping like on time, like if you're sleeping at a good schedule, then you wake up, you know, feeling more energized and you feel more relaxed. And then when you're doing your work, you can work at ease and at peace, and you can enjoy tending the garden. Because the queen, it's not like she's stressed out all the time. No, she's like, usually if she's doing a good job, you know, or there's not war in the kingdom, she's essentially relaxing and she's just getting her tasks done because she has like a regimen, right? And that doesn't mean creating a strict regimen for yourself, because Spirit wouldn't give you any destiny or task that would make you hate your life. It's about enjoying your life and just understanding that this is a confirmation that you do have a big purpose. And so with great purpose comes great responsibility, as the Spider-Man movie would say. So we have fated to suffer. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so funny. I was just talking to you guys about that. We were just saying how you might feel as though like it's really hard, but like you guys might be feeling that. That's probably where you guys are at right now, like being pulled, like, why do I have to do so many things? Like, why do I have to take care of like my family? I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do all of this kind of stuff. And my goals are so big. You might feel as though like the world is just like giving you like, the universe is giving you like this really hard time. And the universe is just giving you a big time. They're giving you, you've just gotten this really big task. And you know, sometimes the universe, yourself, it doesn't matter. If you tasked yourself, the universe tasks you. If you're the universe, it doesn't matter. This energy is like all about you feeling like there's an occasion to rise to, and you guys know that there's a better way. You guys aren't fated to suffer. You guys just feel this way right now because there might be things that just need to fall into place better. But also, what I'm seeing here, what I feel intuitively, is that it's not just about cracking down your routine, because if you go really hard on yourself, you're just going to crack under the pressure. When you have a lot of tasks like this, you do need to learn how to regulate pressure and stuff like that, but you don't need to put yourself under a lot of it. The best thing you can do is ease that pressure off yourself by implementing the new paradigm that works for you, by discussing with yourself and being like, okay, what can we agree on? Like talking to both sides of yourself, all the things you need to do, all the things you've been tasked with, the different aspects of yourself that feel like they're fighting, and just come to an accord, writing things down, putting things into a perspective that works for you. Implementing things one by one, saying, okay, I'm going to prioritize this for now. Maybe I don't have to do it all at once. Maybe there's a way I can incorporate them all together, or one after the other. And so, yeah, there's going to have to be some changes that you can do even right now, whether it's just meditating, clearing your head, taking things out of your diet that make you feel tired or something like that, or don't restrict yourself. I do not believe in any restrictions, so that's not what the advice I would give you. And anyway, I'm just saying, let's say you're eating I don't know, too much candy, that can make someone tired, just the adrenaline rush and then the crashes all the time, or something like that. So that's like the general vibe that I get here. But yeah, you guys might be just feeling like this is really hard, but like remember, like there's a big task, like the queen of your world, the queen of your universe, whatever you want to call it. You guys have a big destiny. And so Spirit is saying, okay, let's just add a little something in. Let's just change the bedtime. Let's start there. That's already, just doing that already is going to just create like a vastly different experience. I'm seeing 111 on the 11111 on the camera. It's so funny. But yeah, there's a lot of like stuff here that's like, okay, just you only need to change really one thing sometimes and the rest follows. Like if you wake up at like 8 a.m. or an early time that feels good, suddenly you just feel better. You feel like you're on top of your day, and that affects all of the other habits. So you don't have to do a whole lot. You can just do one thing, and that creates a chain reaction. And remember, the universe is helping you because it understands what you've tasked yourself with, what it's tasked you with, right? So let's look more. We have darkness, long night moon. Okay, you might feel like there's a long road ahead of you. There may be a long road ahead of you, but you can enjoy the entire trip. Like, have you ever been on a road trip or gone for a hike? The hike isn't about going, like, the destination, really. It's about enjoying the steps that you're taking, enjoying the trees that pop up, or like the grasses, or the little bunnies that you see. It's about enjoying those little moments. So Spirit is always going to want you to enjoy your life. And so part of enjoying life is adopting things that will help you enjoy that, right? So adopting mechanisms, because right now I'm seeing like a feeling of chaos, disorder, trying to follow your heart and things feeling like, why is it so hard? And Spirit does not want you to feel that way at all. So it's saying like, we can do this, we can have fun, we can enjoy our life, we can enjoy the hike, we can enjoy the way to the destination, because there are so many destinations. The Queen does not have just one task, one big goal at the end of the year. She has many years ahead of her, and she has many goals, having heirs, creating, a peace treaty, doing all kinds of stuff, right? Then we have abundance. Yeah, you guys were meant for abundance. And we have 11 again for you guys. 3 and 8 breaks down to an 11. I'm not surprised that this comes out at all. And then she's wearing a red dress too, very synchronous. Lots of power in here. You guys have some power moves to make. You guys are going to be very abundant. So it's like everything is going to be okay. If you're feeling like you're lost right now, it's okay. I can see that. I can totally see that. But everything is going to clarify itself on its own. Don't focus on getting unlost. Focus on how you can make yourself feel better. Like, for example, if you feel tired or fatigued right now, because I'm sensing tiredness and fatigue is a thing right now, then maybe don't go to the coffee. Like, unless you really, I'm not saying coffee is bad, by the way. There's a lot of, studies say it's okay. But like, maybe that's, it's not great for you. So you want to form another type of vitality, maybe by going on a run or building up some muscles or doing something that builds vitality, certain exercises. I know, like even eating ginseng or royal jelly, things like that. Oh, royal jelly. That's so funny. Yeah, royal jelly from bees. I've heard that that's actually really it increases like something called jing in like Chinese medicine as well. The jing or something, but like vitality. It's vitality building, the royal jelly, things like ginseng, royal jelly. There's even like a honey that has like royal jelly and ginseng in it. And I believe it also has like something else, but there's like a mixture of like royal jelly and ginseng. And it doesn't taste great, but it's good for you. So, but like, you don't have to do that, but that's just kind of synchronous with the bee here. But building vitality is major here. So just thinking about habits in your life that may be draining your vitality, if you don't feel like you have like, again, we have like this imagery of her tending to an entire forest here. But again, she's on a path again, and she's just enjoying the love surrounding her. She's tending to everything. This is almost like a reflection of her, right? This is almost like who she is. She's surrounded by all this love. She is this love, and she's creating this love. and she has to tend to it. Like, you have to do the self-care, okay? So building vitality, major theme. Okay, then we have sun. Your sun is watched over and protected as he explores this world. So some of you guys need to know that if you have children or if you have a son, that if you guys are worried about this and you're like, okay, like maybe you're, you know, some of you guys might be working, like you might be like a nurse or something, and you might be also wanting to be like a homemaker or take care of your children, and you're wondering how you can do both. And so maybe some of you guys are like splitting your time between taking care of like your son or your children, and you might be working at the same time, and you're wondering how you can get it all done. And just setting the intention out there that you want to be able to do this with ease and joy and like vitality. Spirit will guide you to the resources that you need, okay? But your spirit guides and the universe want you to know that your sun is being watched over and protected, okay? So this can also be, it's interesting because for another group, we had daughter come out. The daughter card, that's interesting. So this is also telling me this is inner child work that can be done as well. So some of you guys that have been drawn to that, you guys may not need to do that, but if you feel drawn to doing that lately, we also have the Innocence of Swords here, so maybe there's some inner child work that can be done, and that would help you, like help boost you and your awareness of how you can, you know, adopt better situations and paradigms for yourself. And then we have do some research, okay? You need more information about the situation. Look into it further before proceeding. Yeah, so this is making me think that there is actually something that you guys can really do right now in the immediate future that would help you understand like how to boost this vitality, how to switch this paradigm, how to make things easier for yourself. So there might be some resources that are coming your way or that have already come in your way recently that are going to tell you about how to basically adopt better like situations for yourself, be happier so you can enjoy this wonderful life that you've been given. This is a total gift that you guys have so much of a responsibility on this earth. And I know it sounds like a lot when you hear responsibility, but it's amazing because you have so many colors in your life that you're going to experience, so many milestones to achieve that you will achieve. So that's an amazing thing. This is actually making me think of Zelda. It's so weird. Like everything's making me think of Zelda today. I don't know if I mentioned in this reading, it's probably the other reading, but like I was thinking of Zelda. This makes me think of like the lab but like on, you know, in Zelda, Link is on this long journey, and on that journey, and he's like this main character, the elf guy, who's just trying to save the world from Ganon. So basically, he's tasked with so many tasks, little tasks, large tasks. He has to defeat divine beasts. He has to, you know, do this like so many major tasks and it's a really long journey. He has to travel the entire world to do this, right? So this is making me think like there's so many conquests for you, so you need to learn how to pace yourself now. If you learn how to pace yourself now, it'll be habitual and it'll be enjoyable for you. I'm also seeing like this hexagonal window, which is like the beehive has hexagonal holes in it. So again, bee energy. So I'm seeing like an animal totem here being like a bee for you guys, actually, to look into a bee totem, which is interesting. I love the bee totem. You guys should look into it for sure. I totally resonate this energy for you guys. There's like a sense that you guys need to look into that. Yeah. A great resource for that, for animal totems that I like, that I think you should look into, is this woman named Jordana Van on YouTube. I think her name is Jordana Van. You guys should check that out because she has a really good video on honeybees, okay? And then we have, so I actually pulled an animal tarot or oracle card for you guys because I wanted you guys to have a guide to guide you for being lost. Like if you're feeling lost, someone to guide you. And so I wanted you guys to look up this rabbit. So interestingly, in the darkness, we have this rabbit. So yeah, this is almost like the tortoise and the hare popping up, like, you know, pace yourself, right? Like I'm almost seeing like a pace yourself kind of vibe, and just like the hare ends up like, you know, speeding, dawdling around, and then he ends up losing the race. So this is saying like, okay, let's be smart. Let's not be a hare. Let's be a rabbit, and let's pace ourselves. We can go quickly. There's a lot to attain. There's a lot to achieve. So you can move briskly. And the way you do that is by building up your vitality, is by building up your basically your positive mechanisms, your positive like coping mechanisms, your positive, like when you're coping, you're doing good things for yourself that provide you a sense of feeling good, a sense of moving forward and accomplishment in everyday life. So pacing yourself. I also get like the sense about like moving down a rabbit hole as well. That might mean something to you guys, like going down a rabbit hole, following that, you know, doing some research is coming through as well. So you guys might need to go down a certain rabbit hole. There's maybe a rabbit hole that you've been introduced to or will be introduced to soon, and Spirit is like, do it, because it might actually be very, very wholesome and provide a lot of insight for you. So lastly, we have this postcard from Spirit. You are magical. Okay. Dear you, what is true for you? Can you be impeccable with your word? Sure you can. As long as it's not used to manipulate others, the truth can set everyone free. Let go of the results. Let go of your fears and allow the truth to empower you and others. This will set into motion a kind of change that will be supportive of you and loving and all kinds of prosperous. This is not a time to compromise and hide your truth from others. Whatever it is you want, go for it and be clear in your motives, especially with yourself. You will be so happy you did. This is a time where you will tap into the power to co-create and manifest your best life. Doesn't that feel amazing? And the results? Miraculous. When you tell the truth and ask the same of others, you can learn a lot from life's bountiful lessons and achieve your dreams. Love you always. Nice, guys. So follow your truth, guys. Follow your truth. Understand that it's okay, because I sense from the beginning here that some of you guys might have felt like the fact that you have so much going on for you means that you have to cut something out of your life, and Spirit is just saying that that doesn't necessarily need to be true for you. You have to be honest with yourself, honest with what you can do, and understand that you are a co-creator, that you are empowered. You do have the power of the sun. Oh my God. Did I really just say like a fucking Sunny D phrase? Oh my God. Oh, 90s child coming through, okay? Oh God. Anyways, I think I should just stop there. But anyways, I hope that this is helpful for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a like. Comment down below. I want to know whatever it is that you've got going on. Let me know how you're going to get through it. Let me know what things you're going to plan on doing today just to get that started, or whatever lovely things you want to say. And yeah, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.